Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome for today's continuous discussion on an act of devotion, expression for love of Krishna. It's going to be a very interesting topic. We have a very nice, what they call, discussion. So we are on chapter 29. So today we're going to talk on pride on the page 239. Right? So before we start, let's do our invocation prayer. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapidam Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttapadakam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sakara Jadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidam Cha नमा ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदि भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाशाति देशतारिणे नमा ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदि भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने श्री वर्षभनाविदये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञानदायिने प्रभुवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्री रूपनुग भक्तिर श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्ताय दीनतारिणे रूपनुग विरुद्ध पतितांत ध्वांतहारिणे नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलंबर संबोधे पादांबुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपनुग वरायते गौरवीर भव भूमे स्तम निदस सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सर्वभौमा श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ओम महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गरतसे नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्त शक्तिकम् हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधुड़ी नवंदो जगतपदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुति विप्रणमामि हरि प्रिये मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति जयपताका स्वामी नामिनी नामाचार्य पादाय नित्याय कृपा प्रदायिने गौरकद दामदाय नगर ग्राम तारिणी हरि ओम तत्सत् Hare Krishna. All right, so thank you. My gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us for today's session. So today we're going to continue. Before we start, is there anything that you'd like to share? How's your day? How's your weekend? Any exciting things to share? Anyone? Nothing?
Krishna Prabhu,
Yeah. Oh, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Saswata Prabhu.
yeah, Prabhu. I would like to share my experience during this weekend, Prabhu. In the
Okay.
past weekend, we had a wonderful section with His Grace Hadi Purusha Prabhu, ex-temple
Yes.
chairman of ISKCON
Correct.
Tallinn. Yeah, one of the most senior devotee also.
Yeah.
So we had a 5 program, Prabhu, along this
Mm.
weekend.
Mm.
Prabhu is staying in our house. So
Wow.
we feel very blessed, Prabhu, to serve this
Yes.
thing up. Yeah. And then the knowledge has been shared by the Prabhu also really useful. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the Prabhu is really keep on emphasizing like back to that basic.
Yes.
You can read, you can, I mean, the knowledge is, we can gain without limitless. But then Prabhu says, but you must keep on emphasizing on this basic. Don't forget the basic. That is really opened my eyes, Prabhu. That is my
Oh,
sharing, Prabhu.
how he speak Tamil? He can speak Tamil still?
Yeah, Prabhu. All the
Uh,
classes in Tamil, lah, Prabhu.
really? Yeah. Wow.
But he say he was struggling, lah. He say not, I
Yeah,
mean, quite some time ready, Prabhu. But he's struggling, but he managed, Prabhu. Still better than my Tamil, Prabhu. That is for
yeah.
sure. Because
He
the
was
word, huh?
he is consider our mentor that time.
Yeah, Prabhu. No, the Tamil, Prabhu, he used the, I mean, very unique words, lah, Prabhu. That is very
Yes,
important.
yes.
தமிழுக்கு வந்து அந்த வேர்ட்ஸ் வந்து very important. அது ருசி சேர்க்கும். இம்பாக்ட்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும் அந்த தமிழோட ஒரு சில வார்த்தைகள் வந்து வெரி இம்பாக்ட்ஃபுல். அது
Yes, yes.
கரெக்டான வார்த்தைகளை யூஸ் பண்ணோமா பிரபு
Mm.
இன்னும் அவரு அதுல வந்து கரெக்டான வார்த்தையை கரெக்டா போடுறாரு. அது நம்ம எங்க பிரபு நம்ம படிச்சதே மறந்துட்டோம். அவரு இத்தனை வருஷம் இவர் கரெக்டான வார்த்தையை யூஸ் பண்றாரு.
அதான். இல்ல அவர் பேசுற தமிழ்லாம் வந்து அந்த
You-
காலத்து தமிழ்.
yeah.
Yeah. Because when I joined in 93,
Mm-hmm.
94, the Teluntan devotees became our close friends.
Okay.
So Jayaraman and Jayaraman was a small boy that time.
பிரபு.
Rasu, அப்புறம் யார் இன்னொருத்தன் லால் passed away. லால் ஒருத்தன் தான்.
Yeah.
Then another guy is Thiru
Yeah.
and Rao. Rao is a doctor now. So we all like became so close and we used to go to Teluntan very often.
Mm-hmm.
அந்த டைம்ல வந்து இவர் கண்ட நம்மளுக்குலாம் பயம்.
Yeah.
He always like afraid of him. But his brother Radha Madhava is very friendly.
Mm.
But இவர் வந்து கொஞ்சம் stern தான்.
Mm.
Stern.
வாத்தியார்னா
Then
அப்படிதான் பிரபு இருப்பாங்க சொல்றாங்க.
he was like what they call, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
He was having a clinic. Then yeah, அவரு நேரடியா போடுவாரு பார்த்து எல்லாம் முடிச்சுட்டு கேட்பாரு, ஏன்டா என்னை கண்டா பயப்படுறீங்க, அதையும் சொல்லிக்குவாரு. Anyway, nice. Oh, I've not
Yeah.
seen him for many years lah.
Yeah.
I think the last I saw him around
I mean,
during
I inviting him. I say, Prabhu, வருஷத்துக்கு ஒரு வாட்டி வாங்க இனிமேல். And Prabhu
mm.
still laughing at me. I say, seriously, yeah, Prabhu. And Prabhu, yes, Prabhu, come, lah, Prabhu. At least, I mean, I prefer you come twice a year, at least. But உங்களுக்கு சிரமமா இருக்கக்கூடாது நீங்க ஆஸ்திரேலியால இருந்து வரணும். No. உங்களுக்கு ஓகேனா I can come, no problem, but we can arrange programs. So, Prabhu, why
Mm.
not, Prabhu? Maybe in future, lah, any
Yeah,
program, I'll let you know, lah, Prabhu. Then we can collaborate and arrange in Ipoh and here also, lah.
yeah.
Okay, Prabhu.
Retired, eh? He retired, no more working, right?
Prabhu, 78, Prabhu, retired.
Retired, yeah.
Yeah.
They all settled down. I think after the daughter married to Australian devotee, I think they all settled in Australia.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yes.
Okay. Anyway, very nice.
Okay, Prabhu.
Nice. Very interesting talking about Vaishnavas, devotees. I mean, when I think when Mataji sent the photo about him, the program in Skudai, it brought back all my old, nice, beautiful memories with him.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay. ஆனா இப்ப வயசான கொஞ்சம் டோன் டவுன் பண்ணிருப்பாருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Yeah, but the power, the knowledge still, very powerful, Prabhu. அவங்களோட
Yeah, of course.
presentation, yeah.
Yeah, true. Of course, how many years?
Mm.
Okay, so nice. All right, so now we're going to come to the new topic here. So today's new topic is on pride. All right. So before that, we were discussing about this intoxication. All right. So varieties of intoxication, and the most important, beautiful part of the intoxication that we studied about is Balaram's intoxication. Balaram's intoxication. Baba Brahma. After Balaram became so intoxicated, the verse came out like this: Baba Brahmati Medini Lala Landati Chandrama Krishna Vavadadrutam Haha Ashanti Kim Vrishnayaha Shishidu Mummu Muncha Me Papapapan Patre Stita Madash Kalitam Alapan Hala Dara Shriya Vakriyat. Okay. Madash Kalitam Alapam Haladaraha. Haladara Shriya Yat Kriya. So what do you call? So I was talking about when Balaram became so intoxicated with this with the Varuni, a drink. It's made of honey, right? So, but after that, Rupa Goswami prays. He said, Lord Balaram will be pleased with all us while we are talking just like an intoxicated person. All right. So even though that we are also talking like intoxicated person, I hope that Lord Balaram become very pleased. So it's a very interesting topic. You can also add that in your japa meditation. Okay, so today we start our today's session is on pride. Okay, so what is pride? Expression of ecstatic love in pride. All right, how are you going to express your ecstatic love? In pride may be result of excessive wealth, exquisite beauty, first class residence, or attainment of one's ideal goal. All right. One is also considered proud when he does not care about the neglect of others. All right. So இதான் pride. Pride இங்கிலீஷ் தமிழ் என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க? ஆணவமா? ஆணவமா?
தற்பெருமை பிரபு.
ஆ?
தற்பெருமை.
தன்பெருமை. All right. தற்பெருமை. All right. So the pride. So that means what is the pride means? Expression of ecstatic love in pride. So how a person, okay, like when you talk about like modern days, of course, pride, if I got a lot of money, if I got a big car, I got a big house, all right, I'm earning what 5-figure, 6-figure income. Oh, I'm either. But here we are discussing about expression of ecstatic love. Okay, that means you're talking about under the Bhava. Bhava level in pride can be result of, also can be result because of excessive wealth. Exquisite beauty. People are very beautiful. They have some kind of pride. First class residence and attainment of one's ideal goal. This is also considered proud when he does not, one is also considered proud. Okay, one is considered when he does not care about the neglect of others. All right, so let's look at the details. Atra solintu, atra sollunta, vachanam lila nuttara daita, swangeksha ni nuvo anyasva, anyasya, vachanashavanadayaha. Tatra saubhakyena yatra Sri Krishna karanamrite hastam ukshpishyo utshipya yatosi balat Krishna kim adbhutam hirdayat yadi niryasi paurusam ganayamite. All right, Bilva Mangala Thakur here explain about, my dear Krishna, you are leaving me forcibly. You are leaving me and forcibly getting out of my clutches. So what does that mean? So Bilva Mangal Thakur is praying. He said, my dear Krishna, you are leaving me. And not only that, you're forcibly getting out of my clutches. So that means, what is getting out of my clutches? Like for instance, there's a term called, we are under the clutches of Maya. In clutches, in Tamil, we call pidi pattadu. Sikki kittadu. All right, clutches, hold him. Okay, holding is one. Clutch means hold in very angle, so he cannot run. So there's no way he can run. So Bilva Mangal Thakur is saying that you are leaving me. Then also you're forcibly getting out of my clutches. So Bilva Mangal Thakur is holding Krishna in many angles. But somehow or other, Krishna trying to escape from him. But then he said, but I shall be impressed by your strength. Okay, I will be impressed with your strength. All right, sometimes when you like, for instance, when say like for instance, when you go and hold your nephew or nieces, all right, not your children because you're holding your children every day, but say like for instance, you see your sister's son, daughter, sometimes you like try to give them a hug and want to like clutch them, want to hold them, and that girl or boy will try to somehow or other escape from you. All right, they will try to escape. No, you say no, let's see how you're going to escape. You hold him tight, and somehow or other you try to escape. Then after the child escapes, then you say, wow, your child is very strong. Okay, you all experienced that before? All right, have you all experienced that before? No, no one experienced that. Next time you try to go and hold your nephew or niece, small children, all right, because usually I go and hold my sister's daughter very tight. Somehow or other she can escape. so but I shall then after that that time I'll be, wow, the child is very strong. So similarly Bilva Mangal Thakur is telling here, but I shall be impressed by your strength. I'll be impressed with your strength. That means you're trying to get away from me, you're trying to run away from me, but still I'm impressed with your strength. Okay, only when you can forcibly from the core of my heart. Okay, that means I can be impressed with your strength only when you can go forcibly. That means you try to get out from me forcibly. I am not feeling sad. Oh, yo, I'm not feeling sad, but I'm impressed with my heart. Impressed of what? Impressed of your strength. So somehow or other you can never escape from me. Are you all following me? What I'm saying? Yes? Thumbs up. Gandhi Mataji, are you following?
Yes, Krishna, bro. Yes, yes. But
You got it, right?
he's
Ah.
saying that I'm clutching you, but you are forcibly running out of my clutches. But you can't go out of my heart.
Why? Because he's impressed
Because
of
yeah, he's impressed by his strength. Only
strength. Yes.
his strength is the strength is not enough to go out of his heart. Only out of his clutches.
Yes, yes. Nice. Very nice understanding. Okay, very
Okay.
good.
Thank you very much.
So that's the thing. So you can get away from me. Yes. With your strength, you can get away from me. But still, I'm impressed on your another thing, your strength. I'm impressed with your strength. You know? So like that. All right. So this is an instance of feeling pride in ecstatic love for Krishna. All right. This is the feeling of pride. Rupa tarunyena yata yasya svabhava maduram parishevya murti dhanya babuva nitaram api yavana shrihi seyam tvayi braja vadu shata bhukta mukte dritpadam acharatu Krishna katam shakimi. Once, now we're talking about Rasa dance. During Rasa dance, when Radharani left the arena and Krishna went to seek out for her. So during the Rasa dance, Radharani left the place and Krishna went to look for her. One of the dear friends of Radharani addressed Krishna this. You know what she said? She told Krishna, "My dear Krishna, you have been very much obliging in serving the form of our Radharani. And now you have left all the other gopis to search for her. Okay? Please allow me to inquire how you want her to treat you." Okay? So this is an instance of feeling pride in account of exquisite beauty. All right? So this is an example of beauty, how the beauty can be pride. So they're telling, so you have left, very much obliged serving the form of our Radharani. So that means the gopis are telling the form of Radharani is theirs, our Radharani. And now you have left all the other gopis to look for her. So now you tell me how you want her to treat you. All right? So they're telling, so they can convey the message. Radharani, Krishna like you to treat you like, Krishna likes to be treated in this way. So that's a kind of pride. So what are they trying to tell? You are always like to escape here, escape there, this thing. But today, Radharani have left. So they are trying to put up the pride. Hey, Radharani's beauty, even enchanting you. Okay? Now, next one. Gunena yata. Gumpantu gopa. Kushumai sugandhibir. Damani kamang. Dritta ramaniyakai. Nidas Nidasyati kintu sa trishnam agata Krishno madiyang hirdi vishmita srajam. Sometimes Radharani felt pride with herself and said, although the cowherd boys prepare nice flower garland for Krishna, all right, all the cowherd boys prepare nice garland for Krishna, but when I present my garland to him, he becomes struck with wonder and immediately accepts it and puts it on his heart. So she was telling, oh, even though there's so many people, all the boys, they're preparing nice garland. But when I offer, you'll struck with wonder. The garland of Radharani always make Krishna wonder, wow. Okay? That's the thing, pride. Sarvottama Shreyena. Sarvottama Shreyena. Yata Shri Dashami. Quoting from Bhagavatam. Tatanate Madhava. Tavaka Kvachit. Prashyanti Margat. Tvayi Baddha Sauhirdaha. Tvaya Bigupta. Vicharanti Nirbhaya. Vinaya Kani Kapa. Murdasu Prabhu. Similarly, in 10th Canto, 2nd chapter, verse 33, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma says, my dear Madhusudana, person who are pure devotees of your lordship actually feel your ecstatic friendship. All right? And such they never vanquished by enemy. And by such they are never vanquished by enemy. So that means when they have ecstatic friendship, they will be never defeated by their enemy. What is their enemy? All right? When someone is so dear to Krishna, and they say that you are not vanquished by enemy, actually feel your ecstatic friendship. As such, they are never vanquished by enemies. What enemies you are talking about here? All right? You see, enemies like Asura and all, they are carefree life. They don't care about anything. All right? So they say they never vanquished by enemies means what do they mean? The enemies that arise from our false identification, our desire, our false intelligence, our false ego, you know. So then our desire, unwanted desires, all the anarthas, all these kind of things will never come to a person who have taken Krishna as their friendship. All right. Right. So like that. So they are never vanquished by enemies. They know they are always protected by you. And so they can matter out they can matter out factly, pass over the heads of their enemies without any care. So they can matter of factly. That means they just don't care. Even they just can let the matter go soft, pass over the head, okay, of their enemies without even care. They just can't be bothered. In other words, one who has taken complete shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord is always proud of being able to conquer all enemies. So sometimes when you see certain devotees have a little bit proud, you don't get offended. Sometimes there's a problem. Hey, so proud about him. Why is proud? Because he has achieved some kind of sukriti. He have achieved some kind of ecstatic love. He have seen some kind of reciprocation. All right. Sometimes you see like some devotees who have highly educated, they have achieved highest level, like Saravas, Bhakti Sastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, this and that, and all these kind of things, right? So sometimes when the way they talk, we get very irritated. Talk so big, showing off. But now we understand. So even devotees also can be proud because they have taken a complete shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. So when we see that, we see now from now onwards, we're going to identify them in a very positive way. We are not going to get irritated or agitated seeing they are showing off. All right. So what we say, all right, so therefore has taken a complete shelter. You have done something great, because out of millions of births, now you became a devotee also, you should be very proud of yourself, right? But of course, this kind of proud, you should be concealed within you, right? Well, so what is the advantage? Okay, now let's discuss this, all right? So sometimes they say, person have achieved something, person have taken initiation, person have taken second initiation, person have studied this extra book, they have got the Sarvabhauma or Bhakti Sastri or another thing, what they call Bhakti Vaibhava. So, I'm doing 64 rounds daily. Then I can chant 64 rounds. I'm doing that. There's a kind of pride will increase in your heart. So is that normal? Yes, it's normal. It's normal because to be proud is also one of the ecstatic symptoms in this thing. That's why we are studying here. 10 Canto, chapter 3, verse 33, right? So sometimes we can be very proud. And this pride is not only exists in our mortal human being who have just a little sukriti or little taste in devotional service. Even the same feeling, even it also appears in the heart of gopis, even in the heart of Srimati Radharani, right? So one of the story about this Rasa Leela, when they all start dancing, suddenly the pride came, poof, Krishna disappeared. So you remember that. Krishna will never deny you. Krishna will never say, oh, you are another fallen or this kind of materially affected person because you start to have pride. No, he doesn't do that. He will simply disappear from you. Boom, he'll disappear. Then after that, what happened? So after that, what will happen? Oh, then all the gopis will be lamenting, oh, my dear, please come back, please come back. I make sure I'll get rid of that and everything. So after little lamentation, you come back. This is part of the beautiful Leela. So how we can apply this in our life? Okay, if you start to strike a little kind of pride in your heart, conceal it within yourself. How are you going to handle it? Please write it down somewhere. All right? So how are you going to conceal it? Whenever you feel the kind of pride arises in your heart. I have studied something new which other people don't know. Oh, I have done this thing. I've done my Bhakti Sastri. I've done Bhakti Vaibhava. I have this. So when you start to evolve in Bhakti, as we say, check and balance yourself from Ekadasi to Ekadasi. Last Ekadasi, where you have done, and this until this coming Ekadasi on 1st December, what are you going to try to do? Are you improving? So when you say, I can chant my 64 rounds, I can do, So immediately what you should do when you start, that's why I said writing a journal is very important. You must write it down. Today I have done 64 rounds of japa. I have done this. I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I start to chant. These whatever things. Then after that, you start to write your feeling also, right? Of course, I said your feeling of frustration, anger, pride, write it down. So when you start to have that kind of feeling arises in your heart, especially pride, immediately what you should do? You offer the pride in gratitude to your spiritual master. Suddenly, if I can do my 64, 100 rounds, 153 rounds or something like that, suddenly I just, wow, I'm so great. No. Immediately you just say, my dear Guru Maharaj, my dear Srila Prabhupada, all the Acharyas, by your causeless mercy, I, the humble self, are able to do this, 100 rounds of japa. I am so grateful to you for your wonderful blessing. At the same time, humble yourself, my dear Lord, my dear Guru Maharaj, right? Kindly bless that these attitude or this character or this feeling remains steadfast in me. Please bless that tomorrow also I could be able to chant another 100 rounds without any difficulty. So when you feel the pride, offer the pride at the lotus feet of your spiritual master. Offer it to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. Without their causeless mercy, it is not possible. Why we are talking about why this is all this getting introduced? Because this is what you are going towards ecstatic. Because later you're going to see the pride, you're going to see the intoxication, you're going to see many varieties. At the same time, once we are going into the Srimad Bhagavatam, I believe that you will understand Srimad Bhagavatam better by understanding all these subject matters. So once we are done with this class, don't stop until the Srimad Bhagavatam class starts. We're going to have a few months, 1 or 2 months break. Go back to the book and start to read or listen to the lecture at least and try to grasp that feeling, because being pride is something which is normal, but it is going to be annoying to others. Don't create an opportunity for people to offend you and create an opportunity so people can get into aparadh. But when you see someone very pride, just think in your heart, oh, now I am a kind of astonished to see that this young person have studied so much of books. I'm so astonished to see this person have already done 100 rounds japa or 64 rounds japa in that day. So then what you should do when you see that kind of situation? Pray to your spiritual master. My dear spiritual master, that person, ABC Prabhu, such a wonderful devotee, and he had a sukriti to chant 100 rounds. If you don't mind, can you at least once give me that experience of chanting that 100 rounds or 64 rounds? I want to feel it at least once. How does it feel to do that? So once the Guru Maharaj Krishna bless you with that 64 rounds, when you start to do 64 rounds, once you're done with that, you don't, wow, immediately take, oh my God, my Guru, please the pride offered to the lotus feet and just start to pray. My dear Lord, can you just make this sustainable? Can you just give me another one more day? Give me another one more day of this Sukriti. So that day done, then that day he said, oh Krishna, thank you so much. Anything. God, can you give me extra another one more day, Sukriti? Like that, you keep renewing your prayer and offering your pride and all these things at the lotus feet of Krishna. All right. So we have to be responsible. All right. When we get the pride, when you're going to get carried away, Krishna will disappear. But at the same time, if you have the pride, you're going to show off to others. You are creating an opportunity for people to create offense against you or create offense. Sometimes they say, all these devotees are like that. So they are not only creating offense, you are not only creating an opportunity for them to offend you, but also to offend the entire society. All right. The problem is now in Kali Yuga, because we are easily quarrel. You do not need to have a quarrel. You just give one step, also people can start fighting. Quarrel for nothing. Prajalpa. All this nonsense. All right. So don't create the opportunity. So once you have that Sukriti, be very responsible. Sometimes say if you become a prime minister of a country, you have to be very responsible. You cannot what happened to our previous prime minister? What happened to him? He and his wife start dancing, both of them throw into the jail. So we have to maintain it. So we have to be, so that's something that very important. Of course, that these subjects we will study as we go on in detail. Istalabena yata Vrindavanendra Bhavan Pavata Paramang Prasadam Asadya Nandita Matir Muhur Uddatosmi Asang Ashang Sate Muni Manorata Vrittim Mrigyam Vaikuntanatha Karunam Api Nadya Cheta. One weaver at Mathura addressed Krishna in this way. Weaver, the weaver means the one who take the cotton and turn into a cloth. Weaver, they call weaver, right? In Malay, we call menganyam, anyaman, penganyam. So the weaver in Mathura addressed Krishna in this way. He said, "My dear king of Vrindavan, I became so proud of your causeless mercy upon me that I do not even count upon the mercy of the Lord of Vaikuntha." So what he says, after you see your causeless mercy upon me, I do not even count upon the mercy of Lord of Vaikuntha. That means he does not even care about the mercy of Narayana, Lord Narayana, which is sought after many great sages in deep meditation. So in other words, although the yogis and great sages sit in meditation upon Lord Vishnu, who is residing in Vaikuntha, the devotee of Krishna is so proud that he does not consider such meditation to be very valuable. This feeling of pride is due to one's having achieved highest goal of life, that is Krishna. Okay, now the eighth, now we're going to discuss on the eighth quality. All right, Sanka. Okay. Sviya Chaurya Paradade Para Karodyaditas Tata Swanistot Prekshanam Yattu Sa Sanketi Vidiyate Atrasya Shosha Vaivarnya Dik Preksha Lina Tadayaha Tatra Chauryat Yata Satarnakam Dimba Kadambakam Haran Sat Ambam Amba Amboruha Sambhavastada Tiro Bhavishyan Haritas Chalekshanayr Ashtabir Ashto Harita Samikshate. Doubt. The eighth quality is doubt. After Lord Brahma stole the calf, okay, cow and cowherd bird from Krishna, he was trying to go away, but all of a sudden he became doubtful. After he stole everything he went. Suddenly he became doubtful about his stealing affair and began to watch on the side of his 8 eyes. He got 8 eyes, 4 heads, 8 eyes. So the side, and he saw Lord Brahma has 4 heads and therefore he has 8 eyes. This is an instance of ecstatic love in doubt caused by stealing. All right. So even though that Lord Brahma stole the cows and boys and everything, and he start to, and after that he start to have doubts, and he start to look all sides. He's using all sides and try to see what's happening around. So this is an example of ecstatic love in doubt. All right. Sometimes when you are in so much in ecstasy, you'll be wondering, did I really chant properly? Did I achieve real sukriti or something like that, right? Yatava shamantakam hanta vamantam artam nihun ninutya dureyat ahang prayataha avadyam adyapi tat eva karma sharmani chitte mama nirbinatti. Similarly, just to please Krishna, Akrura stole the Shamantaka money. Okay, Shamantaka money. This is a beautiful story in the Krishna book, the Shamantaka jewel. If you all have Krishna book, go and read that story. It's very interesting, very beautiful story. Shamantaka. And if you don't have that Krishna book, go to the Veda base and try to look for Krishna book. Krishna, okay, Krishna, the Supreme Personality. So Akrura stole Shamantaka money, a stone which can produce unlimited quantities of gold. But later on, he repented his stealing. Yet, this is another instance of ecstatic love for Krishna in doubt caused by stealing. Aparadat yata tadavadi malinosi nandagoshte yadavadi vrishtim achikara shachisha shnohitang abita prapatya krishnam shriyang avishankam alankuru tvam aindrim. When King Heaven Indra was causing torrents of rain fall on the land of Vraja, he was advised to surrender himself at the lotus feet of Krishna. At that time, Indra's face became very dark because of doubt. All right, his face became paise. In Chinese, we call paise. All right, or avamanapadrathu. In Tamil, we call avamanam. No, mogam marrathu. Atta number 9. So we're going to talk on the 9th quality. Trasha shobho hridi tadid gora Satvogra Nishvanai Parshvastalamba Romancha Kampastamba Brahmadikrit All right, now as usual, we're going to place 54 and 52 to fit English text. Apprehension. When a person becomes disturbed in his heart by seeing lightning in the sky. Sometimes when you see a lightning strike, we become very much disturbed. By seeing ferocious animal or hearing tumultuous sound, suddenly we see a snake, zoom, we become very disturbed. Or by hearing tumultuous sound, suddenly like a thunder or some explosion. His state of mind is called apprehensive. That's the time we become apprehensive. Okay. In such state of apprehension, one tries to take shelter, something which provides safety. That means what? At the time of that kind of traumatic situation, apprehension, we immediately want to run inside the house if there's a lightning strike, right? When there's a big bomb, this thing, we like to go and look for a hide, or we hear gunshot, okay? Or this kind of, what they call it, see a snake, immediately we start to jump on the, jump on the table, don't want to come down like that. So we want to take shelter, okay? We try to take shelter or something which provides safety. There may be standing of the hairs on the body. So that time you can have a goosebump. That means all the hairs start standing, all right? And also can have the trembling of the body and sometimes the committing of mistakes. And sometimes the body may become stunned, becomes shocked. All right, then para krauriyena yata padya valyam pratayatina tata mamartam uchchahi sahachari vallava chandra vipragoya patubir asura mandalai parite danujapattir nagare yatasya vasaha. So in Patyavali, there's a following statement. My dear friend, Krishna's resident in the demonic circle at Mathura. Right, my dear friend, all right? Krishna's resident in the demonic circle at Mathura, under the supremacy of kings of demon Kamsa, is causing me much worry. Right? This is an instance of apprehending some danger in Krishna in ecstatic love for him. Right? What does that mean? When Krishna was born in Mathura, the Mathura and all is placed under the jurisdiction or under the kingdom of Kamsa. Even the Mathura, the place of this thing, but it's still under the supremacy of king of demons, Kamsa. So because this is under the Kamsa rule, the demoniac king, so it creates so much of worry. Okay, it creates so much of worry. Say like for instance, we see some like in Bangladesh, it's the people are very demoniac. All right. So the people are very demonic there, because all these people, they want to destroy the temple, destroy everything. They are crazy in that demonic situation. And there is, our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, like ISKCON and all the other Gaudiya Math are maintaining their distinct, but maintaining in fear, right? But of course, they are in ecstatic feeling, even though they go through such a danger, but still they're keeping hold on it, because there's also kind of ecstatic love. All right. So this is apprehension, ecstatic. So under the apprehension, under the fear, but there is ecstatic. This is how, okay? Sankatu pravarash strinam virutvat bayakrit bhavit. Tatra tadita yataha padam nividdaya sadhya tadita tadikshenaha raksha krishneti shukrosha kopi gopi sanandayaha. All right, now how to pronounce this word here? Right? See how to pronounce these two things. Because we say Rakneni Krishneti Chakrusa Kopi. Hey, how does that mean? Kopi Gopi. So you should remember the word that we're going to pronounce Kopi. How we're going to pronounce this word is like this. When you see the apostrophe up there, okay, that means like this, K-O, then apostrophe P. All right. So how we pronounce this word? All right. When you see apostrophe like this, right? So we understood that the word is like this. Ko. So you pull the raga. O means we pull the raga. Ko. And this is a P. All right. So a P. So this is what it means. Ko a P. So ko a P. So in order to not to confuse this combination, they put it like this. So how we going to pronounce kopi? So you don't use the word ah. So kopi. That means while you're saying the word o like that. So how are you going to pronounce? Raksha Krishneti Chukrosa Kopi Gopi Tanandaya Kopi. Right? So I hope you all are following me on this. Right? There's some extra things that you can chant the mantra very nicely if you just know how to say it nicely. So Raksha, as at the bottom, Raksha Krishneti, because E means we pull the raga, no need to have any indication. Krishneti. Chukrosha. So O means we pull the raga. No need any indication. Chukrosha. Kopi. So Ko-api. So Kopi. Gopi. Stanandayaha. Alright? Gora Satvena Yata Aduram Ase Dushi Vallavangana Swam Punga Vikritya Surari Pungave. Sorry, Pungave. Krishna Brahminashu Tarangat Angika Tamalam Alingya Babuva Nischala. When Vritasura appeared in Vrindavan as a bull. So now we understand Vritasura means it's a bull. Okay. Sometimes we get confused. Even not we, I get confused. Who's Vritasura? So remember, Vritasura means it's a bull demon. All right. So the thing came in the bull form. All the gopis became greatly affected with fear. Okay. Imagine just like a bullfight. Suddenly the bull became so angry and start to chase after everybody. People get scared. So being perturbed in that way, or being disturbed in that way, they begin to embrace the tamala trees. They start to hug tamala trees. This is an instant of fear caused by ferocious animal, and they search for shelter for remembering Krishna in that ecstatic love. So this is the story, right? We've studied that in Srimad Bhagavatam, I think in 10th canto also. when Vritasura start to attack, all the gopis will be scared, and they all will go and run, and they don't know where to go. And out of great ecstasy, when they look at the tamala tree, right? When they start to see the tamala tree, they say, because tamala tree, if you see all the trees in Vrindavan, all like bending down, like dancing. So when they see the tamala tree, they just immediately close the eyes and go and hug the tree and thinking they're hugging Krishna. So this is the example of that. So there's another beautiful story of Vritasura. We'll study that in Srimad Bhagavatam. All right, just give you a small instance. If you have time, try to go and read it. I think in Krishna book also is there. After Krishna killed the bull, Radharani will be very angry with him and start to say, what kind of person are you? How dare you to kill our father of religion, bull? And Krishna says, hey, it's a demon. So what? But it's a bull. It's a beautiful Leela. Okay, you will do that. Ugra Nishvanine, Ugra Nishvanena Yata, Akarnya Karna Padavi Vipadang Yashoda, Vipurjitam Dishi Dishi Prakatam Vrkanam, Yamannikama Chatura Chaturasva Putram, Sanetra Chatvara Charang Chiram Achachara. Upon hearing the jackals means like wolf, crying in the forest. Why they call jackals crying, not howling? Because the way they shout, it looks like crying. Oh, like that. Oh. Sometimes people also cry like that, right? When they become so dizzy, oh, oh, just like the jackals crying. So they say crying of the jackal in the forest of Vrindavan. So when they start to hear that kind of crying, Mother Yasoda sometimes become very careful about keeping Krishna under her vigilance. So they call Nari Kuttam, Nari. All right. So when they start to see all these vigilance, so they start to keep Krishna under her care, carefully protect, fearing that Krishna might be attacked by them. So this is an instance of ecstatic love of Krishna caused by tumultuous sound. So this kind of sounds get create fear, and this is kind of ecstatic feeling. Gatrukampi mana kampa sahasa trasa uchyate purva paro vichorattam bayam trasat pratak bhavet. This kind of fear a little different from being actually afraid. Okay, these are little kind of bayam. When one is afraid of something, he can still think of the past and the future. But when there is a kind of ecstatic apprehension, there's no scope for such thinking. Right? Sometimes they say, right? Sometimes, of course, there's a very playful thing. Nakkala pesaradu. All right? What they call in English? A kind of sarcasm or kind of making fun. Suddenly I'm driving. Suddenly a truck entered my way. I was so shocked and I pressed on the brake. Somehow or other I escaped. Then after that, they like to make this kind of silly statement. At that moment, I start to see my forefathers are coming in front of me and saying, come, my grandson, come. Right? There's a kind of saying. You know, like for Tamil என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க திடீர்னு ஒரு பயம் வந்தானே என் தாத்தா பாட்டி என் பாட்டன் பூட்டன் எல்லாம் முன்னுக்கு வந்து நிக்கிறாங்க. So what they are trying to tell you here is, right? So this is one example. When suddenly when the person become really afraid, right, they start to think about the past and the future, right? They start to think about the future. Oh God, what am I going to do? Oh, how my children going to survive? How what going to happen to my wife? You know, this kind of past and future will happen. Sometimes even at the time of death, when that kind of a little kind of afraid fear will start to come in, we start to remember the past, all right, all the things that happen, and we start to lament about the future. Oh, what am I going to do with the property? And that's it, gone case. We'll take a wrong. But anyway, I don't go into that detail. We will study that in Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's keep all these things. I hope that you all are looking forward for Srimad Bhagavatam. And I hope that you all don't miss that class also, because it takes so much of effort. Now itself, I start to have kind of fear. Oh my God, how am I supposed to do? I'm not surprised. The Bhagavatam class is going to take at least 2-3 years. All right, the first introduction, 30-40 pages introduction alone, I think going to take at least 2 weeks on a daily studies. The introduction, very important. Then we talk about first thing, and when you go into that first verse, all right? So when you go to the first verse, there I got another 30 pages of explanation, right? Then you go to the next second verse, Dharma Projita Kaitavatra. I think there I got another 20-30 pages. I think the first 3 verses plus introduction, I think before that we did, right, Vaishnava Prabhu? When I first started, initially when I started, we discussed on Srimad Bhagavatam, Vaishnava Prabhu is one of the pioneers who joined us. I think the first verse alone, that time we used to have a program every Thursday, I think, once a week. That itself took us almost,
Yes, Prabhu.
yeah. That the first 3 introduction plus the 3 verses took us for how long, Prabhu? 6 months,
Yeah, the first verse itself takes a long time, Prabhu.
Yeah, first verse will take a long time. But now here we're going to study on a daily basis. I think most likely at least a month, all right? Because without you understanding the first important stuff, all the other stuffs are not easy to grasp. Anyway, so that's the thing. So when kind of fear start to rise, we start to think about past and future. This kind of ecstatic apprehension. But when there's this ecstatic apprehension, what happened? When that kind of ecstatic feeling, what happened? There's no scope for such thinking. All right? There's no scope for such thinking. That means they don't think about the past, they don't think about the future, they straight away go and embrace Krishna. That's it. Okay, the 10th quality. Chittasya ambramo yashat avego yam, sorry. Chittasya sambramo yaha syat. Avego yam. See, there's a O and A. So it's ayam. So go ayam. So avego yam sa chastadi. Priya nala. Marut varshotpata gajaritaha. This we are talking about intense emotion. Emotion caused by something very dear, something very detestable, or by fire, by strong wind, by strong rainfall, or some natural disturbance, by the sight of big elephant, or by the sight of an enemy. So when there's an intense emotion will start to come, when there is something, the emotion caused by something very dear, right? Your loved ones or something very dear emotion, something detestable cannot be avoided, something through fire, by strong wind. Sometimes, have you all experienced that strong wind before? Anyone? No one, No one experienced that kind of strong taufan or typhoon like this, When I moved in to the house, so last time when I used to go to Japan, oh my God, the wind, the way it blows, oh, very scary. That's why they don't have a stone house, they're all wooden. In case anything happen, earthquake or what. It is basically like tapping on your door. Tock, 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 tock. Then after that, another strong gush of wind, tock, 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 tock. Can you imagine in the midnight and everything? Horrible feeling, all right? And by a strong rainfall, sometimes the rain falls so terribly, all right? Some natural disturbance, I'm not sure, I've not seen a big elephant before. Or sometimes when you see an enemy, the person that you hate the most, enemy, suddenly when the enemy start to appear in front of you, all these kind of trauma, when people start to borrow money from the loan shark. Suddenly when the loan shark start to appear in front of the body, I've seen, right? Because I was cultivating a loan shark before. Of course, now he's not doing that business anymore. He has become a devotee now. They have given up the business. Sometimes I used to follow him. I used to tell him, don't do that, don't do this. So I was looking for a way. At one moment when I followed him, suddenly the guy saw him. That guy basically trembling. He just gave a kind of smile When I saw him, the way he smiles is very scary. Give kind of smile. And that person who borrowed money from him, basically trembling. And he couldn't, no, no, I will pay. How? When? How? How are you going to pay? How? Tell me. How long already? Pay the interest? The fellow basically start trembling. So that's the point I caught him. I said, you are doing a very demoniac job. For the sake of money, never destroy your family. The karma, your son have to bear that karma. So somehow or other I managed to see. Now I've totally given up being a loan shark. Okay. Now he's a good devotee now. All right. So that's the thing. So sometimes by the sight of an enemy. Oh, I've seen that. Prayote, Pullaka, Shantvam, Chapalyabhyugamadaya, Apriyote tu Bhupada, Vikrosha Brahmanadaya. When there's an emotion caused by seeing something very dear, one can speak very swiftly and use kind words. Okay, when they see something very dear, they can speak very swiftly and use kind words. But when there's an emotion caused by seeing something detestable, one cries in very loudly. Okay, when the emotion caused by detestable or something like horrible, like death, all right, all these kind of things, they start to cry very loudly. Vyatyasta gati kampaksha, milana shraddayo gnije, vataje javite shipra, gati drin marjanadayaha. When there's an emotion caused by seeing fire, one tries to flee. When there's also trembling of, and there may also be trembling of the body. All right. When they see the fire, they try to run away, and there's also trembling in the body, closing of the eyes, and tears in the eyes. But when one becomes emotion on an account of strong wind, one tries to run very swiftly and rubs his eyes. So when they see that fire, of course, they're trembling and everything, they try to run away, but there's a strong wind. They try to run away from that situation, all right, and only simply rubs his eyes. Vristijo davana chatra, gatra sankochanadikrit, utpate mukha vaivarnya, vishmayo kantitadayaha. When one is emotion caused by rainfall, one takes an umbrella and there's a tension in his body. Of course, there's a rainfall, when we're trying not to get wet. When there's an emotion due to sudden disturbance, one's face becomes discolored. Okay, when the emotion is sudden disturbance, one's face becomes discolored. Sometimes they say, right now, you know, sometimes they say turn black, you know, sometimes it turn very humiliating, turn pale. All right. But basically, the idea is turning black. Yesterday, there was an incident. All right. There was a very nonsense things happened yesterday. But Prajalpa, a two-party, simply create a conversation, which is total waste of time. Prajalpa talking nonsense. And that talk eventually turned into a heated argument. After the thing turned into heated argument, and they try to belittle one another. One person is telling, you are simply coming here just to eat. You are a beggar. Another person is telling, oh, you have done, I know what you have done. So they are both splitting fire, splitting poison. Right? I was just sitting in the middle and looking at both of them. Then I was telling, this is total Prajalpa nonsense. I have seen the Prajalpa in real life. Right? Which is so unnecessary. What is the another term of Prajalpa? Prabhupada gave an analogy. Anyone can tell me? In Nectar of Instruction.
Elephant butt, Prabhu.
No, not elephant bath. Prajalpa. Prajalpa என்னது மாதிரி?
அடுத்தவங்க பத்தி gossip பண்றது, குறை சொல்றது.
இல்ல, Prajalpa means talking nonsense. அடுத்தவங்கள பத்தி குறை சொல்றது இல்ல. Talking nonsense, reading nonsense, and all these kind of things. All right? So Prajalpa. Yeah, gossip. Yes, correct. Also, yes, can be say gossip also. So, but the main idea of Prajalpa is talking nonsense. So, what is that analogy Prabhupada gave? Can anyone tell me? Under the Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, the first analogy. When the person cannot control the tongue, start to talk nonsense, Prajalpa. Anyone? Nanda Devi Mataji, you are the only one that always like to take a lot of notes during the class. Gandhi Mataji, were you there during the Nectar of Instruction?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh, you were there also. You remember
Yes.
or not? What is Prajalpa? What is the analogy of Prajalpa?
I know what's Prajalpa, tapi nonsense, not required. It's rather
Yeah.
keep quiet than talking all this.
Yeah.
But the analogy, I'm not sure, bro. I cannot.
Okay, now I'll give you some hint. Frog.
பிரபு எனக்கு ஞாபகம் வந்துருச்சு.
சொல்லுங்க.
Like frog making sounds to attract the enemies.
What enemy?
Snake.
Yes.
நம்மளோட enemy வந்து மாயையில.
So, Prajalpa means like a croaking of a frog that attracts snake. That means the cock, kada, 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 kada. When the snake goes, kada, kada, there's a feast waiting for me. There's a big feast. விருந்து காத்துட்டு இருக்கு. The snake will simply go and eat them up. So, talking nonsense, Prajalpa, like croaking of a frog that eventually attracts death. All right? So, like that. So, that's a clear-cut incident first time. I mean, I'm not first time. But of course, now with little this knowledge about this thing, I start to see it. I can just simply stop the quarrel. But I was just dumbfounded and I start to was meditating on what Prajalpa effect. After that they said, oh, we are childhood friends. Remember the time? Then after that, both of them left. But both of them face turned discolored. One person is very fair. Another person, it is not very dark. And it's not very fair, in between. But both of their face has just simply discolored. They were like frustrated, they are angry, but in front they are smiling. Oh, yeah. Then I asked, did you guys really, were you quarreling or something? Then after that, no, we have been like this for childhood, but your face turned. When they get angry, they spill what? Poison. You are this. And the fellow says, oh, you are also equally lousy, this. My God, horrible, right? So this kind of tension of the body and all these kind of things, the body become due to all these disturbance, the face become discolored, and I saw it, all right? The face become filled. So next time when you see people are quarreling, you can notice this. You don't need to hear what they are quarreling about, but you can see the facial expression, all right? Become discolored. And one becomes struck with wonder. Both of them become, actually it happens, struck with wonder, and body is trembling. And there's a trembling of the body. All right? Because that another person was standing, the fellow walking hither and thither, and he was like trembling, and he's like, he couldn't like speak very clearly. He felt so ashamed. Because both of them speak their weakness in front of me, me and another devotee, in front of 2 or 3 of us. Certain things that they don't want me to know, I knew. But of course, I'm not bothered about all that. But what I'm saying is, another person also sitting there, numb, don't know what to do. He just couldn't get up from his chair. Just sit there, so ashamed. So these kind of things, nonsense. So this is some of the things, okay? Gaje palayanot kampa, trasa prishtek kshanadaya, arijo varma shastradi, graha pasaranadi krit. If there's an emotion from seeing an elephant, okay, which I've not seen, one may jump and show various signs of fear. Sometimes one may keep looking behind him. When there's an emotion due to presence of an enemy, one looks for a fatal weapon and tries to escape. All right? So when there's an emotion due to presence of enemy, when this kind of enemy and this kind, one looks for a fatal weapon. That means they like to take the parang or take this thing or gun or something like that, and they try to escape. All right? At that particular moment, sometimes they slash and they kill people. Atra priya darshana jo yata preksha vrindavanat putram ayantam prasnutastani shankula pulakir asit akula gokuleshwari. When Krishna returned to forest of Vrindavan, Mother Yasoda was so emotional from seeing a son that milk began to flow from her breast. Okay, so when they saw Krishna coming back from the forest, all right, from after grazing the cow, Mother Yasoda, after seeing the son, she became so excited and the milk began to flow from her breast. This is an instance of emotion caused by seeing the dear object. All right. I believe that all the mothers should have experienced this. All right. And I read that, but I have seen it. Sometimes you see mothers will start to shed milk. Okay. First, after the childbirth, immediately they start to shed milk. Yes, fair enough. But after that, whenever the child is crying, whenever the child become hungry, or whenever the mother goes see the child, immediately without her controlling herself, she start to shed milk. Correct or not? All the mothers? Yes or not?
Yes, Prabhu, you're right.
So there is nothing that you can, that nothing, it is like, because I've seen like when my child was crying, suddenly my wife started shouting, why suddenly? No, I think the child is, hungry. I can't even hear the cry. And immediately when she come down and look, of course they put this thing, sometimes, and exactly is right. My daughter was crying, my son was crying. How the mother could feel it? And sometimes when she see the child, after taking a shower, bathing the child and everything, after you put that all the black dot, put all these things, you look at the child, look like so cute, start to shed milk. Right? So this is something which is natural. So similarly, of course, here in this material world, we are all pathetic reflection. We only experience a little. But imagine spiritual world. After Krishna was there in Dwaraka for 100 years, when he came back to Vrindavan. Oh, when Mother Yasoda came to visit him, all the gopis and Mother Yasoda, Rohini Devi, all the Dwaraka Vasis, Vrindavan, Braja Vasis go to Vrindavan to see Krishna. Even at that time, Krishna was almost more than 100 years old. All right. Even at that particular moment, when the Mother Yasoda sees Krishna, she starts to shed milk. We'll study that in Srimad Bhagavatam. So like that. So there's an emotion caused by seeing a dear object. Priya Sravanajo Yata Sri Dashame Srutva Chutam Upayatam Nityam Tad Darshanot Sukaha Tad Katakshipta Manaso Babuvur Jata Sambramaha. In the 10th canto, 23rd chapter, verse 18 in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami informs King Parikshit. He says, my dear king, the wives of the Brahmana were usually very much attached to the glorification of Krishna. Okay? And they were always anxious to get an opportunity to see him. Because of this, when they heard that Krishna was nearby, they became very anxious to see him and immediately left their homes. Okay? So this is an instance of emotion caused, activity caused by presence of someone very dear. Okay? All right. Sometimes you see, right? When someone, your dear family members, whoever, from overseas, they come back, when you hear the news they are back, immediately we all rush to see him. Okay? Apriya darshanajo yata. Kim idam sorry. Kim idam Kim itat uchchair. Iti gora dvani gurnita lapanti. Nishi vakshati vikshya putanayas. Tanayam brahmyati sambramat yashodaha. When Putana, the demonic witch, struck down by and killed by Krishna, Mother Yasoda was struck with wonder and began to cry emotionally. First, she was struck with wonder. How could a child kill such a witch? Oh, what is this? What is this? When she saw that dear baby Krishna was playing on the chest of the dead demoniac women, Mother Yasoda at a loss, Mother Yasoda at a loss what to do. That means she doesn't know what to do. She became stunned, began to walk this way and that way. So what happened? Imagine such a big witch, right? Rakshasi, Asuri, lying dead, and the baby Krishna was on the chest. When Mother Yasoda saw that such a awful skin, she became so confused and she's like, don't know what to do. She was walking hither and thither. This is an instance of being emotional on account of seeing something ghastly, right? See something very ghastly. Apriya Shravanajo Yata Nishamya Putram Kratostatante Mahijayor Madhyagam Urdvanetra Abitra Rajni Hirdi Sambramena Rajni Hirdi Sambramena Vidya Vidyam Videyam Na Vidan Chakara. When Krishna uprooted the two Arjuna trees, okay, when Krishna uprooted, Yasoda heard the sound of the tree crashing down. She became overcome with emotion and simply stared upward, being so bewildered to know what else to do. This is an instance of being emotional when hearing tumultuous sound. Sometimes when you see the big tree falling down, or there's a big landslide, you just go there, you get a shock and don't know what to do. All right? Ajniyo yata dir Dir Vyagrajanina Samasta Suddam Suhirdam Tvam Prana Rakshamani Gavya Gauravata Samikshya Nivide Tistantam Antarvane Vanihi Pashya Shikanda Shekara Karamunchan Kando Dvanim Dirgabir Sura Dirgi Kambu Laharim Archibir Achamati. All right. When there's a forest fire in Vrindavan, all the cowherd men assemble together and desperately appeal to Krishna for protection. This is an instant emotion caused by fire. Okay. All right. Now it's 10:13. Shall we just take a 1 minute break? 2 minutes break? All right. Just take a 2 minutes. All right. So, okay, let's look at this. Vatajo yata. Pangsu prarabda ketau. Bruhat atavi kuton madi. Shautiria punje. Bandirodanda Saka Puja Tatishu Gate Tandavacharya Charyam Vata Vrate Karishan Kashatara Chikare Sharkare Jat Karishno Shaunyam Apeksha Putram Vrajapadi Grini Pashya Samba Brahmiti. Alright, the whirlwind demon, okay, known as Tranavarta. Whirlwind na Sulal, okay, whirlpool, all right, whirlwind, okay, or they call typhoon. Once carried Krishna from the ground and blew him around, along with some very big trees. At that time, Mother Yashoda could not see a son, but she was so disturbed that she began to walk this way and that. This is an instance of emotion caused by severe wind. Varsajo yata Sri Dashami Atyasarativatena Pashavo Jata Vepana Gopa Gopyascha Shitartha Govindam Sharanam Yayu. 10 Canto, 25th chapter, verse 11, Srimad Bhagavatam. There is a description of Indra causing severe torrents of rain in Vrindavan. All the cows and cowherd boys became so afflicted that by the wind and the cold, they all gathered together and take shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna. This is an instance emotion caused by severe rainfall. Yatava Samam Uru Karakabir Danti Shunda Sapindaha Pratidisham Iha Goshte Vrishtidara Patanti Ajani Sata Yuvanopi Akulastvam Tu Balaha Sputam Asitat Agaran Ma Smabur Niri Yashu. There's a severe torrents of hail when Krishna was staying in the forest of Vrindavan. Hail means what? Okay. Hail means is a hailstorm. That means ice cube will be dropping from the sky. Ice cube. All right. Sometimes in Malaysia we are not seeing it, but other countries the ice cube drops until it can even break the windscreen and everything, the car windshield and all this. Okay. So when torrents of hail, when Krishna was staying in the forest and the elderly person bade him, Krishna, don't you move now. Even person who was stronger than older than you cannot move. All right. You are just a little boy. So please stay still. Stay still. Don't go. The like a stone dropping. This is an instant emotion caused by very heavy hailing. Utpatajo yata. Shitir ativipula. Ativipulat talatyakshamat. Upari guranti cha. Hantagoram ulkaha. Mama shishur ahi dushiktarka putri. Tatam atatya duna kim atra kuryam. So when Krishna was chastising Kaliya, the poisonous water in the Yamuna stream, Mother Yashoda began to speak emotionally. All right. Oh, see how earth appears to be trembling. There appears to be an earth tremor. Looks like tremor. And the sky meteor are flying here and there. The meteor flying in there. My dear son has entered into this poisonous water of Yamuna. What shall I do now? This is an instance of emotion resulting from natural disturbance. So this kind of cry by your Mother Yasoda, what kind of cry is this? This is called Upari. Upari na Tamil Opari. All right? Opari vekirathu. You know, Opari means a lamentation. uncontrolled lamentation. Okay, when sometimes we see them, someone passed away, the floor we keep talking about it. Oh, this, that, they go on crying. No, they couldn't control the emotion, like flow of emotion. Right? Opari. Gajo yata. Apasara pasara tvaraya gurur. Mudira sundara he purata kari. Mradima. Vikshanatas tavat naschalam. Hirdayam avijate pura yoshita. In the arena of Kamsa, when Krishna was attacked by big elephant, all the ladies present there began addressing him in this way. My dear boy, please leave this place immediately. Get out. Please leave this place immediately. Don't you see the big elephant coming to attack you? Your innocent gazing upon them is causing them too much of perturbation. All right? So innocent gazing upon them causing too much of disturbance. Gajena dushto satyunya pasvadir upalakshyate yatava chandangshos chandangshos turagan satagra natanair ahaitya vrindavayan drak adankarana surendra sudarsham goshta dutai pang shubihi pratyasidatu mat puraha suraripur garvandam arva kritir Drak diste muhur atra jagrati buje vyagrasi mata katam. Krishna then told Mother Yasuda, my dear mother, don't be perturbed or disturbed in the appearance of the elephant and the horses that are so forcibly coming and raising dust, causing blindness to the lotus-eyed woman. Let even Casey demon come before me. My arms will still be adequate for victory. So please don't be perturbed. Arijo yata Lalita Madhave, quoting from Lalita Madhava. Stulastala pujan bhujannatir giritati vaksha kva yaksha damaha kvayang bala tamala kandala mrdu kandarpakanta shishuhu nastyanya saha karita patur iha pranina jani mahe Agoshteshwari Kritadya Tapasam Pakasta Unmilati. In the Lalita Madhava, a friend tells Mother Yasuda, how wonderful is that when the Shankachuda demon, okay, there's another demon called Shankachuda, the vast and strong of great hill, attack your Cupid son, beautiful son, Cupid-like beautiful son, Madan Mohan. There was no present in Vrindavan for her. There's no one present in Vrindavan to help. Nobody in Vrindavan can help. And yet, the demon was killed by your little son. It appears that due to the result of severe penance and austerity in your past life, that your son has saved in this way. So now they are telling the reason that your son saved because of Mother Yasoda's this thing. So what we can understand from this, whatever things that we do, right, it also reflects to our children. Okay, all the prayers and all these things is actually it's a kind of protection to our children. That's why as a parent we have to be very careful in our sadhana. The more and more sadhana that we perform, the more and more the children will benefit. At the same time, the more and more the karma of bad things that we do, it also going to affect the child. The son has to take over the karma of the parents to continue with that. All right. Anyway, I don't go into the detail. So now we understand from here. So this understand. So all the telling, oh Mother Yashoda, because of your severe penance, this thing, because of you, your son has been protected. Yatava tatraiva saptihi rata iha rata kunjaromi tunas tuno danur uta danurbo kripani kabir ayam aham ha tvaradvam rajna putri bata hirta kamina vallavena. In the same Lalita Madhava, there's another account of Krishna kidnapped Rukmini at her royal marriage ceremony. Krishna kidnapped Rukmini. It's another beautiful story. At that time, all the princes present there begin to converse among themselves. All the princes, because it's a Suyavaram. In those days, how the how the princess get married? All right, they'll have a Suyamvaram. Suyamvaram means what? All the princes around the world will gather and they start to do this kind of Herculean task or the kind of vigorous task. Whoever wins that thing will get the hand of a queen. This thing is also exists in animal kingdom. In order to mate with a female lion, all the male lion will fight among themselves. And the winner will start to mate with a female lion, even the tiger, even the dogs, everything. All right, there'll be a female dog and all the male dogs will be fighting among themselves. The most powerful male dog will mate with a female dog. All right, so something like that. So it also exists in animal kingdom. All right. And so this is something very nice. But of course, here in Kali Yuga, in this world, everything is pathetic. But in those days, so Rukmani was there. All the princes were all gathered. They want to get married to Krishna. Sorry, they all were eyeing on Rukmani Devi. But of course, Krishna will come and kidnap her. All right. So there's account of Krishna kidnapping Rukmani at her royal marriage ceremony. At that time, all the princes present begin to converse among themselves, saying, "We have our elephant, horses, chariot, bows, arrows, and swords. So why should we be afraid of Krishna? Let us attack him. He is nothing." All the great pro prince was telling. But a lusty cowherd boy, okay, he's nothing. So they all telling Krishna is nothing. He's only a lusty cowherd boy. Maadu Mekaravan. All right. He cannot take away the princess in this way. Let us attack him. This is an instance of emotion caused by presence of enemies. Example. Avega basa evayan prarashyatapi chet. Nayak kutskarsha bodaya tatapi atra nidarshitaha. See, Rupa Goswami tried to prove that. Okay, now Rupa Goswami tried to prove that by above example that in relationship with Krishna, there is no question of impersonalism. So now we understand from this. With all this kind of emotion, what we understand, there's no impersonalism. All this emotion is correct because there's a person called Krishna. We cannot feel lusty, seeing nothing. We cannot feel angry, swing at nothing. All right? So all this kind of emotional feeling is there because there is kind of personalism. All personal activities are there in relationship with Krishna. All right, it's the proof that Rupa Goswami trying to prove. Atta, 11th one. Unmadohrit Brahma, Prauda Nandapat Virahadija. Atrata has aso natanam sangeetam vyartha chestitam. Pralapa dvana krosha viparita kriyadayaha. Tatra praudananda yata karna mrita. Radha punatu jagat achyuta datta chitta. Mantanakam vidadati dadi rikta patre. Yasya sthana stavakka chanchala lochanalir. Devopi ruddha hirdayo dvalam dudoha. So now we're talking about madness. So in madness, his Bilva Mangal Thakur praised in his book as follows. What book? All right. Krishna Karanamrita. All right. Karanamriti. All right. There's a book, madness. Bilva Mangal praised in this book. It says, let Srimati Radharani purify the whole world. He's praying, let Srimati Radharani purify the whole world because she has surrendered herself completely unto Krishna. Out of ecstatic love for him, she sometimes acted just like an idle person and attempt to churn yogurt although there is no yogurt in the pot. And seeing this, Krishna becomes enchanted by Radharat and began to milk the bull instead of cow. So at that time of enchantment, all right, just act like an idle. Idle person means the person who was stunned, confused, she start to churn milk from nothing. Sometimes you see the thing, the pot, and they start churning. Actually, it's nothing there. And out of that same kind of emotion, Krishna start to milk not the cow, but from the bull. All right, pulling the other, as though like, but because they all are in a very ecstatic. Sometimes we see, right, when person are newly falling in love and everything, They'll be like taking the water and pouring down, and they what are you doing? Oh, nothing. What did you do? You know, they become like idol, right? These are some of the instances of insanity or madness in connection with the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. Apado yata pashunapi kritanjalir namati mantrika ityalam tarun api chikitsaka iti vishaushadam prichati hirdam bujaga Bhairavam Hari Hari Pravishte Harau Brajendra Grini Muhur Brahma Mayim Avastam Gata. In Srimad Bhagavatam, he said when Krishna entered the poisonous water of Yamuna, Srimati Yasoda Devi went insane. Instead of searching for creative herbs, she began to speak to the trees as if they were snake chanters. She became like insane because he went into the water. They thought he drowned and died. So he started to look at the tree and started to say, are you the snake charmer? Can you charm down the snake and save my son? So with folded hands, she began to bow down to the trees, asking them, what is the medicinal herb which can check Krishna's dying from this poisonous water? This is an instance of insanity. Insanity means madness caused by some great danger. So all this kind of emotion, even you can see. That's why our Puranam, our Vedas are so perfect. You know, so perfect that we can't even think about anything else, right? So perfectly written. All kind of emotion is there. Virahat yatasri dasame gayante uchcher amum eva sanghata vichikyur unmattakavat vanat vanam praprachur akashavat antaram bahir bhuteshu santam purusham vanaspatin. How a devotee can be state of insanity because of ecstatic love is described in the 10th canto, 13th chapter, verse 4. Srimad Bhagavatam, wherein the gopis were searching for Krishna in the forest of Vrindavan. The gopis were loudly singing the glories of Krishna and wandered from one forest to another searching for him. They knew that Krishna is not localized, but all-pervading. They know Krishna is not localized. Krishna doesn't stay in one place. He's all-pervading. He is in the sky, he's in the water, he's in the air, he's in the super soul, and he's everywhere in the heart. Thus, the gopis begin to inquire from all kinds of trees and plants about the supreme personality of Godhead. So they start to talk to the plants, they start to talk to the trees. This is an instance of ecstatic madness on the part of devotees. And tell you, my dear Prabhus and mothers, this is possible. All right? Anyone of you have experienced that? Suddenly it becomes so ecstasy. All right? So anyway, if you feel that, don't say it out. It's supposed to be kept in secret. All right? So these are the kinds of ecstatic kind of madness which is also can be seen in a devotee. Unmada pratak uktoyam vyadisvantar bhavannapi yat tatra vipralambadav vaichitrim kurute param. Similarly, there's a symptoms of disease caused by ecstatic love. Disease. Abhirude mahabhave mohanatvam upagate asvatantaram aptosau divyonmada itiryate. The condition credited learned scholars are being mahabhava. So this condition credited by great scholars. All the learned scholars says this kind of being disease symptoms is called mahabhava. The highly elevated condition is called divyonmada, or they called transcendental madness. Okay. So this kind of transcendental madness, where do you see all this kind of madness? All right. Can anyone tell me any stories? Hello.
Prabhu, can you repeat the question again, Prabhu?
No, can you quote anyone who had this transcendental madness? People go into Mahabhava and they act like a mad person.
Chaitanya Prabhu.
Now, okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God, but other than that, talking about any achar, any devotees.
Srivas Thakur அழுவார் கிளாஸ் கொடுக்குறப்ப அவர் கிளாஸ் விட்டு வெளியாக்கிடுவாங்க.
Oh, that is ecstasy, Brataji. I'm talking about madness. Paityo.
தெரியல பிரபு, சாரி.
Anyone? Okay. What example? Like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. All right. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji was in so much in ecstasy that sometimes people are disturbing him. He go and sit in the toilet. In those days, toilet, how the toilet is. In those days, it's like a horrible place. You know, people will be passing and there'll be a drum at the bottom. They take and throw it away, night soil. And that place that nobody will like to go there. It's so horrible and so smelly. So what Gaur Kishore Das Babaji will do? He'll go and sit there. So nobody will come and ask for help, come ask for blessing and all this. Nobody dares to come there. Right? Another story is Vangsidari Babaji. Have you read that book, Vangsidari? Anyone? Vangsidari Babaji. Anyone of you read that book? No one, eh? The book was compiled by the story of Vangsidari Babaji. Who wrote the book? I think it's written by Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. I read that book. What did he do? He even, you know, out of his ecstatic, of course, I just go a little out of topic. Out of ecstatic love, one day he stays in a hut. He stays in a hut and Kuduse, right? He stayed there and he got Gaur Nitai deity and he got a name for that Gaur Nitai, something Gaur Nitai, but it's Gaur Nitai deity. I think Gaur Nitai or Krishna, Radha Krishna or Gaur Nitai, something like that. One day, his place will become, there's a thief will enter and steal all his pot and pans. Everything will get robbed. So Vangsidari Babaji Maharaj will come into that hut. When he saw everything stolen, he will start to scold the deities. By showing the rotan, you know. Take the rotan and show the, hey, you, they have stole everything. You know, they have stole everything. If all these, how am I supposed to cook for you? What were you doing in the house? You can't even look after that. You start to scold the deity. That kind of fantastic kind of Mahabhava, right? So this kind of transcendental madness sometimes you can see in the like in the level of Mahabhava and all this kind of, you know, in the Babajis and all these kind of things. Okay, anyway, if you don't have that book, I suggest you to read that book. Try to get it. I'm not sure whether they were selling in SGMKL or. Yes, I think I got it from Bhakti Vikas Maharaj. Vangsidari Das Babaji, right? Bhakti Vikas Maharaj personally signed few books and sent to me. So it's one of the books. So Atta, okay, now let's look at 12. Okay, now we're going to have the last two, forgetfulness and 14 is what? All right. So we got 1, 2. Okay, what is it? Forgetfulness and disease. All right. Just small disease. Okay, we finish up this. Okay, now forgetfulness. Dukkota Tatu Vasham Yadi Udbhutas Chitta Viplava Apasmarotra Patanam Dvanas Potana Brahmaha Kampa Pena Sudhir Bahu Shepana Vikroshanadaya Yata Pena Yatte Pratipadam Shipate Pujormin Agurnate Lutate Kujati Liyatecha Amba Tavadya Virahe Chiram Amburaja Veleve Brishni Tilaka Vraja Raja Rajni. So forgetfulness. Now we'll discuss on forgetfulness. Maradi. When Krishna was absent from Vrindavan and was staying in Madura, Srimati Radharani sent news to him that his mother, Queen Vraja, was feeling such a separation from him that there was a foam coming from her mouth. Right? So, yeah, somebody's cutting trees, so noisy. Is it? Can you hear the sound? Is it noisy? My background?
No, Prabhu, cannot hear anything.
Is it? Can't hear anything. I can't hear any noise.
No, cannot hear anything.
Okay, good. No, because I put here background noise suppression. Oh, it's working now. It's very noisy now. They are cutting trees. Anyway, so Krishna went to Madura. I don't want to come back. No? I was staying in Madura. All right. When Krishna was absent, that means not in Vrindavan, not in Madura, that means he's in Dwaraka. So Srimati Radharani sent him a message that the mother, Yashoda, is feeling so much of separation that is foam coming out from the mouth. Like the foam on the shore of the ocean. And sometimes she is raising her arms like the waves of the ocean. And because of an intense feeling of separation, she was rolling on the ground and creating tumultuous roaring sound. Right? And sometimes she was remaining completely silent like a calm sea. The symptoms of separation from Krishna is called apashmara. Apashmara or forgetfulness. All right. So underline this word, apashmara. Apasmara, not apash. Apasmara. As apasmara. So this kind of separation, that means after the thing separated, she just don't know what she's doing. It's all forgetfulness. One completely forgets his position and is manifests the symptoms in ecstatic love. Yatava Shrutva hanta hatam tvaya yadu kalotang satra kangsa suram daityas tasya suhirtama parinatim goram gata kamapi lala pena kadamba chumbita muka prantas tarangat bujo grunanna nirnava simni mandalataya brahmyanna vishram yati. Another message was sent to Krishna, informing Krishna that he had killed Kamsa. Another message was sent to Krishna. Message was sent to Krishna informing that after he killed Kamsa, one of Kamsa's demon friends has gone insane. Okay, he has gone insane. The demon was foaming in the mouth, waving his arms and rolling on the ground. This demonic demonstration is in relationship with Krishna in a ghastly humor. This mellow or flavor is one of the indirect relationship with Krishna. The first 5 kinds of relationship are called direct. The 5 kind of relation is direct. And the other 7 are called indirect. Some way or other, the demon must have had some relationship with Krishna. Because this symptom developed when he heard that Krishna had already killed Kamsa. Alright? When he heard Kamsa killed, he became like so mad. He couldn't take the news that his best friend Kamsa has been killed. Or his king. Unmadavat iha vyadi visheshopi esha varnita param bayanaka vase yat karoti chamat kritim. So Sri Rupa Goswami remarked there's also transcendent excellence in the kind of symptoms. In this kind of symptoms. What symptoms? Unmadai vyadi. Vyadi means disease. Ata vyadihi dosho dreka viyogadyer vyadayo ye jvaradaya jvarang. Iha tat prabhavo bhavo vyadir itya bidiyate atra stamba shratangatva swasottapa klamadayah yata tavachira virahe na prapya pedam idanim dadat uru jadi mani dama pitani angakani Shvashita pavana dati gattita granavatam luttati dharani prishte goshtvati kutumbam. Dadat uru jadi mati angakani. All right, anyway. Disease. Now we talk about disease. Okay, Vyadi. Vyadi means, in Tamil also we call Vyadi. Vyadi means disease. When Krishna was absent in Vrindavan and was staying in Madura, some of his friends informed him, "Dear Krishna, because of their separation from you, the inhabitants of Raja so afflicted that they appear to be diseased." Okay, their body seems to be feverish. What is feverish? All right, Tara virahena prapya pidam idanim tatat uru jadi mani. Okay, swasita pavana dadi gatta grani vatam. Vadam mandrichi lufti dharani prishte goshta vati vati kudumbam. That's the one word I just saw. Tava chira. Okay, wait. Vyadi. Vyad, the word jvara. The word jvara. In Tamil also we call jvaram. Joram pudichirchi. So their body all seems to be all. Dosho reka vyodgade vyadohi jvara daya. So looks like all the bodies afflicted and diseased and their bodies are feverish. They cannot move properly. All right. Then they simply lying down. All right. They are simply lying down on the ground and breathing heavily. Okay. They're breathing very heavily. Ata moha. Now the 14th distinct. Moha. Moho. Mohohin mudata. Harshat. Vishleshat vayata tata. Vishadadishta cha. Tatrasya dehasya patanam bhuvi. Shunyendriyatvam brahmanam tata nischestata mayaha. Tatra harshat yata sri dashami itam sma prishta satu badarayanis tatsmaritananta hirta kilendriyaha krichrat puna labda shanaihi pratyaha tang bhagavatottamottamam. In the 10th canto, 12th chapter, verse 44, Srimad Bhagavata Maharaj Parikshit asked about Lord Ananta. Upon hearing this question, Sukadeva Goswami began to show symptoms of collapsing. Right? In this thing, when they asked, who is Lord Ananda? And Sukadeva Goswami started to show the symptoms of collapsing, fainting. Yet he checked himself and answering King Parikshit question in a mild voice. This collapsing condition is described feverish state resulting from ecstatic pleasure. Okay, very straightforward. Yatava niruchvasita ritayo vigatita sipa krishma kriya niriha nikilendriya pratinivritta chitvrittaya abeksha kuru mandale rahasi pundarikekshanam vrajam bhuja drisho bhajan kanaka salabanji shriyam. Niruchvasita ritayo vigdatita kshipa shama kriya niriha nikilendriya pratinivritta chitvrittayaha aveksha kuru mandale rahasi pundarikakshenam prajam bhuja drisho bhajan kanaka salabanji shriyam. There's another statement, Srimad Bhagavatam telling of the damsels of Raja meeting with Krishna in a sacred place of Kurukshetra. Okay. Many years after their childhood pastime. That means what? Kurukshetra. All the damsels, all the what they call gopis, all Gopals, whole Vrindavan, Brajavasis will come to see Krishna in the sacred Kurukshetra after many years of childhood pastime. When they met in that sacred place, all gopis became stunned by the occurrence of a solar eclipse. When they start to see there's a solar eclipse. You know, solar eclipse is something very inauspicious. All right. So that means it's a solar. It's a kind of solar eclipse. Is solar eclipse, and also that Surya Granam. Another one is Chandra Granam. What they call Chandra Granam in English? First eclipse and moon.
Luna.
Also they call eclipse.
Lunar eclipse.
Lunar eclipse. Okay. Solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Yes. So like that. Okay. Now what happened? When they met in this, the gopis stunned on the occurrence of solar eclipse. Their breathing, blinking, and the eyes and smaller activities stopped. All the activities stopped. And they stood before Krishna just like a statues. This is another instance of disease condition resulting from exuberant transcendental pleasure. So now the question is, what is the occurrence of solar eclipse? What does that mean? Solar eclipse means when the sun is rise, when the Rahu, when the dark things will start to cover it. So similarly, we can visualize. When you're looking and Krishna is walking like there's a sun and Krishna is dark, black boy are appearing and as though covering the sun, eclipse. When they start to saw that, when they're just waiting after so many years, suddenly Krishna start to appear. There's a sun, bright, and suddenly he comes as though like a solar eclipse, covering the sun. When they start to see, they are breathing, they're blinking the eyes, and everything seemed to be stopped. All stopped. And they stood before Krishna just like a statue. Because seeing him after so many. Just imagine, after night of paramour pastime, next day, when they see him, Krishna going to graze his cow. When they see Krishna, they get stunned. Then after that, when Krishna come back after grazing the cow, they see, After that, at night, when they start to play the flute, when they call them for Rasa Leela and all the Leela dance, they see, every time they see Krishna, they become stunned. And imagine now seeing Krishna after many, many years. The word that we all should really pay attention. When we pay attention, we will relish this statement. That means, Purusha, after many years, okay, of their childhood pastimes. So what are the childhood pastimes? Like Krishna taking their robes, their clothes, running around, playing around. They do Kartiyani Vrata. Now is Kartiyani Vrata is going on. Kartiyani. All the gopis will be praying to get a good husband. And Krishna will go and say, why are you praying to her? She's my maid servant. Pray to me. And they'll get very angry. Say, yeah, sure, go away. Naughty boy. Sometimes, why do you go away? Then after that, Krishna says, if you don't pray to me, you don't worship me, I'll curse you. He says, curse me what? I'll curse you that you all marry an old man. And not only as a first wife, but as a co-wife. Sometimes old men will have 5 wives. In those days, they have multiple wives. So you marry the old man as a 6th or 7th wife. And all the girls, oh, no. Then they start to worship. All these kind of beautiful childhood pastime, they met, they were missing. And suddenly they see Krishna after many, many, many years. All right. Kurukshetra means maybe around during the wartime. Krishna was already 100 over years. Krishna left Mathura at the age of 15. We studied that. Kaishora. Right? At the age of 15, he left. And now they are seeing him after what? Roughly, approximately after 100 years. And how they could be. All right? So this is a kind of instance of disease condition resulting from transcendental pleasure. Okay? So we study all this. So later when we go into Bhagavatam and all the other detailed studies, we can think, we can quote back. You will remember. I'm telling you, I promise you will remember. Right? But you may forget in the sense of too many mixed information. Like just now I said, all right, what happened? There's an analogy of Prajalpa. Right? Some of you like had mixed feeling. Oh, is it that? Is it this? Is it that? Then I said, I gave an idea. Frog. When I say frog, immediately Saki Mataji could just recall it. So that means the thing is in the mind, but a little trigger will come out. So when the thing comes out, all this analogy comes out, you will understand the subject even more clearly and more in depth. Definitely our Bhagavatam study is going to be very, very, very nectarian studies, because we, by the grace of Krishna, by the grace of Guru Maharaj, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada and all the previous acharyas, I pray at least we understand what we study. There's so many people read. Reading is different. Understanding is different. When you understand, all right? When you start to study the book, we don't read, we study. So when we start studying the book by the grace of Krishna and all the acharyas and all the Guru Vargas, we pray humbly that we will understand the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam once and for all. All right? So with that, we have completed our session. So tomorrow, 30th, all right, we are starting our new chapter, chapter 30. All right? Chapter 30. Confusion, death. How long is the chapter? Confusion, death, laziness, bashfulness. Oh, it's also a long chapter. Further features of ecstatic love. Further features. All right. Further features. Yeah, 261 to 247. Okay, around 20 pages. Maybe we will finish this chapter by this week. Okay. And of course, chapter 30, page 247. Please mark your book. Srila Nectar Devotion Ki Rai Jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Ki Jai. So we open for questions. Any questions? Any comment? Any realization? Any takeaway? All good? All right. This week on the 27th, I need to be in school. My daughter's report card day. So 27th morning. And also I've got a Bhakti Sastri exam coming up. So I'm not sure whether it's going to be either on Wednesday or Friday or maybe Saturday. So this week I need to cancel 2 classes, right? So one is Thursday is confirmed 27th because I need to go to the school. Other one I'll confirm. All right. Can be either Wednesday or Thursday. All right, because I need to finish up my exam. This is considered the second last exam. Right. So with that, we end the session. So any questions so far? I hope you enjoyed the session today, as how I enjoyed. Right, and also I found also some new discovery about some acharyas were talking about chanting the holy name. So once it's all confirmed, I will love to share with all of you. Right. So anyway, thank you so much. Vancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhu bevacha paditana pavanibhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Rupa Goswami, all glories to our Vaishnava Acharya, or all glories to all of you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Have a nice day.